Pastor, can you tell us about your experience of being attacked with a machete?
Yes, on the 26th of April, I went into my farm and saw one Fulani herdsman grazing and eating up some of my palm crops, palm trees. And I alighted to ask him why he was doing it. And he claimed he was a stranger. And while he claimed he was a stranger, I asked him we should go to a nearby settlement so I can verify. And he raised his cutlass on me and gave me some wounds. You can see that I still have some wounds, some bandage on my arm, and I have some wounds that are healing up on my palm, and I had another cut that is healing up already on my thumb, left thumb. So this has been over 24 years. We have had threats from the Fulani herdsmen that live around my farm. And each time we sit down, they will ask me to let them go, and then they will never come back again. It has always been a repeated issue of them threatening and grazing on my farms and damaging my crops.
Let me ask you this, Pastor. First off, I've seen the images of your arm right after you were attacked. It's gruesome. I don't know if we can show those images, but I've seen them and they're awful. Thank God you made out alive. Let me ask you this question, Pastor. The question is this. People in the West, people in the United States, people in Europe want to know, is this simply a matter of land, of farmland, or is this specifically because you're Christian? Is this a Christian persecution problem, or is this simply a matter of land?
Well, I think there's an agenda. There is an agenda by the Fulani ethnic group to take over the land and then destroy every crop and take over the land, and then it's a religious thing. They call us infidels. They call us infidels, so they will want to destroy everything and take over everything. In fact, they are saying they want to take over Nigeria. They want to take over the land in Nigeria, and then and so they are coming in with arms. They go around with cutlasses, guns sometimes, and then they will want to put some fear in us so that we can abandon the land, and then they take over. And as a Christian, it's they claim that we are infidels, that because we are Christians, we are infidels, so they want to take over the land.
So can you give me maybe a couple examples of what you have seen, some of the atrocities, some of the horrible events that have been perpetrated against the Christian community? Can you give me maybe an example or two of some of the things that you've seen?
Well, I'm one of the examples. I've had for the past 24 years, I've had this experience of them grazing on my land. We sit down and talk, and then they still persist to come into grazing the land. Sometimes they go at night, destroying my crops. And then they will call my crops useless things, wasting. Even some of the products of the farm, they make use of them and then destroy them to give to the cows. And that's just one example. I know that there are several examples of them trying to persecute Christians. They call us infidels. I think they have mentioned this, that they call us infidels. They are second-class citizens, and when you go to court, usually the courts are not, they are always delaying in their judgments. And then you go to the police, it's like they have a backup with the government. Because when you go, the government will tell you, well, they are trying to settle, but if anything goes wrong with them, they are not punished.
Well, let me ask you this, Pastor. There are reports over the past weeks and months and years, really, of atrocities, murders, just really barbaric things. So is that actually happening? Are people being killed because they're Christian in your part of Nigeria?
My own happened on the 26th. The following day, 27th, 2 people were killed very close to our settlement here. 2 people and 2 Christians by the same Fulani herdsmen. because they came to graze over in their house, in their households, just in their households. And because the people asked them, why are you doing this? And then they hashed them onto death. They killed them, two people, on the 27th of April. Mine took place on the 26th. But this other one took place on the 27th. People were killed. And I'm sure you have heard of what happens in the Plateau State. So many Christians have been killed. People have been rendered homeless because of the Fulani trying to take over the land and trying to graze over their lands, take over, just land grabbing.
Well, Pastor, let me ask you this one last question. Again, I appreciate your time. Thank God you survived, and we'll be praying for your arm to fully recover. But my last question is this. There is a large international audience watching you right now, Christians from all over the world. What is your message to Christians in the West and all over the world? What do you want Christians around the world to know?
I wish the Christians around the world will come to our help. The Christians in Nigeria, we are really living in fear. We are scared because we don't have a backup. And there is an agenda to take over, to destroy all, to kill all Christians. And then there is an agenda, there is a plan on the ground to take over the land. It has been there since a long time ago. And that's exactly what we are facing in this country. So if Christians around the world will help us, first by praying for us and then maybe give us some help, because they are allowed to carry arms, and when we carry arms, well, we are going against the law. And there's that support that they have. So I don't know if the Christians around the world can help us. That's just my plea.
Well, Pastor Manasseh, thank you so much for your time, my friend.
I am grateful. Thank you, Raj.